Okay, so a really quick video just to show you how to do your cutting out. So this is my fabric B. So what I do first, and the way that the pattern's written, is you cut the width of fabric strips and then you cut them down. So what I'm going to do is I've got 2.5 inch and I need to do 1, 2, 3. So 3 2.5 width of fabric strips. So if using a ruler, so I get my ruler, and what I've got is my fabric is folded in half, which is how it comes, and then we've matched up our selvage edges here, and what I've got is the crease down here, and I have given it a bit of a press. So if I line up, so I'm lining up measurement, any measurement really, on the bottom of the ruler. Just what I'm going to do is just take a little bit off here to make sure it's straight. I wouldn't normally cut towards myself, but that's the way I need to straighten up. Now, really straightforward. So I'm using my ruler. My ruler is long enough to go across, 6.5 inches. So I don't need to use the cutting mat as a measurement for these ones. I might do if there's a longer one. Yeah, there's an 8.5, which is wider than my ruler, but for these ones, so I will line up my ruler. And I'm looking for the 2.5 mark, and I'm going to line the 2.5 up with the edge of the fabric, which I now know is straight. So, and I 1, 2.5, it's always worth having an extra. And then starting from here, reasonable pressure, and just keep going. So that's one strip. So I can place it aside, ready to cut down. And then this is my second strip, which I'll place down there, and then it was 3 2.5. So there we go. 1 2.5. Always worth checking. And you want to keep your ruler as stable as you can. So keep your fingers away from the edge, but keep quite a wide area. So that's my 3 2.5. And then I've got 3 3.5. But what I'll do now is I'll show you a different way. So all I do for the next one is it's 3.5. So I would just line up 1 2 3.5, and I would cut those. Now the other way you might do it, I invested in a stripology ruler, which I love. So for this one, I'm going to fold it in half again, matching up the crease now. There you go, matching up the crease with the selvages, just give it a nice flatten. I then get my stripology ruler, make sure it's the right way up, pop that on top. And if I'm doing, so my next one was how many 3.5s? 1 2 3 3.5. So what I will do, so place it on, make sure that one of the lines is lined up with this crease here. The 0, pop it in, and you need to keep it fairly upright. So that's just straightened it. So 3.5, next 3.5 will be a 7. And then the next one will be a 10.5. There you go. And then what I can do with this is keep going. So my next one is 3 3.5, a 6. So 10.5 plus 6, 16.5. So I think I only needed one of those. Yeah, so I've got a 7.5 and an 8.5 to do. And then that's so just rid of that one. And then I've got my 3 3.5s and my 6. Now the next one, so with my 2.5s, I then read the next bit. So for this one, it's 2.5 by 18.5. So I've got my 2.5 strip. I'm going to line it up. Do use the board to keep it straight. If I'm using my ruler now, and it's a long measurement, what I need to do first is just trim off those selvage edges there. And then I need to get your ruler the right way round. There you go. And it's 18.5. Yeah. And because that's folded over, I've now got 2 of those. So that's an actual piece. So I'll pop that in the piece pile. But yeah, that's it. And then I'll just carry on. So my next 2.5 is 2.5s by 5.5s. So I'll get that ready. Now with the ruler, I would, again, trim off the selvage. And then I'm looking at my 5.5. So I've got the half first, so I want to do it that way around instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. And then, yeah, so 2, because it's folded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, let's see. Always worth checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 2, 4. Can't remember how many I needed. 8. So there we go again. And then 2 more. I don't think that one's quite big enough. So I had some left over. So it's okay. I'll do a 5.5 from this one. This was a bit that was left over. I was just a bit generous on the trimming the selvage edge. And then there you go, that's my other one. So now I've got 8 of those. So now they can go in the pile there. And then the last one I've got is the, so 2.5. So this one is 24. Oh no, they're 3.5s. Oh yeah, I had 2 strips to do that. That's why I needed to do that. 3.5 inch strip then. So the first, well, they're all going into 3.5 inch squares. So this is where, so you do the same with the ruler. If you've got the stripology ruler, which I'm not sponsored by at all, but I just think it's one of those tools where I decided it was a bit too expensive and there was no way on earth it was going to make it that much quicker. And then during lockdown, I treated myself to it because there wasn't really much else to be treating yourself to. And I beyond love it. So yeah, so make sure, got the selvages in. I can put all 3. I have used a line on the mat to make sure that they're straight, because obviously if they're wonky, you're going to get weird cuts. They're all folded over, and then we've just got to do, so cut the 0 there, 3.5, 7. So you do need to do a little bit of maths. 10.5 must be the next one, and then it'll be 14, and then let me think. So I've got 4, 8, 16, 24. So that was enough. So I have got these bits extra, but I could have kept cutting. So then they're all my, and this is what I mean. It's yeah, beautifully quick. So they're my 3.5. So I will then just carry on doing my cutting out. But they're the 2 ways. Ruler, years and years and years using a ruler, no problem at all. I prefer using a ruler to using the mat. I just find it slightly easier. Until I've got a cut that's a bit longer, then you can either use it this way, like I showed, or then line up on the board and cut at that. But hopefully that helps. But yeah, the pattern is written. So you first got the width of fabric, so cut, and I get all of those ready first. And then I will take each width of fabric and cut it into the pieces that it says to. And I can tick it as I go along as well, which makes it easier. So yeah, so hopefully if you're new to quilting and cutting, that might just help. All right, thank you. Bye.